Going south by driving the chariot north.
南辕北辙。
Hello everyone, welcome back. Have you ever met someone who refuses to stop even though everyone tells them they are lost? That is exactly what happened in a very old story from China. A long time ago there was a wealthy man from the northern lands. He woke up one bright morning with a burning desire to visit the state of Chu. Now Chu was famous for its beautiful rivers and gentle hills. It lay deep in the warm and green south. Any child could point you toward the dusty road heading south. But this man was different. He was proud of his possessions. He walked out to his stable and looked at his chariot. It was not just any chariot. It was polished wood and shining bronze. He harnessed his best horse, a jet-black steed with muscles like iron ropes. Then he climbed aboard and turned the horse's head toward the north. Not south. North. Away from the rivers. Away from the gentle hills. Into the cold dry plains. An old friend of his happened to be passing by the city gate. The friend saw the dust rising from the wheels. He squinted and recognized the traveler. He immediately dropped his basket of vegetables and ran alongside the chariot. "Hey there. Stop for just a moment." The man pulled the reins and looked down with a grin. "Where are you off to in such a grand fashion?" asked the friend. "I am going to the state of Chu. The weather is fine and I miss the southern air." The friend's eyes widened in pure confusion. He pointed toward the sun rising over the eastern mountains. He looked back at the chariot facing the shadowy north. "Chu is in the south. You know that as well as I do. Why in the world are you driving north?" The man on the chariot did not even flinch. He leaned forward and stroked the neck of his beautiful black horse. "Never mind. My horse is a fine steed. A truly exceptional animal. It runs faster than the wind." The friend shook his head and wiped sweat from his brow. "Your horse may be fast. That I will grant you. But this is not about speed. You are going the wrong way. You will never ever reach Chu like this." The man was not bothered by this logic. He patted a heavy leather bag of coins hanging by his side. The coins clinked with a deep, satisfying sound. "I have plenty of travel money. More than enough for the journey. I can buy whatever I need on the road." The friend was starting to feel a strange pressure in his chest. He wanted to grab the horse by the bridle and spin it around himself. Money cannot change the direction of the road. It cannot move the mountains or spin the rivers. You are still going north. The man laughed a loud, carefree laugh. He pointed his thumb toward the front of the chariot where a young driver held the whip. "And look here. My groom is strong and skilled. He is the best driver in the entire kingdom. We will not have any trouble on the trail." The friend let out a deep, heavy sigh. The kind of sigh you make when you see someone step on a rake and you know it is going to hit them in the face. None of this matters. Do not you see? The better your horse, the more money you have, and the better your driver, the farther away from Chu you will be. Right now you are just leaving faster. The man did not listen. He simply did not want to hear it. He was the type of person who believed that effort always equals success. He thought willpower could bend geography. He waved his hand in a final gesture of farewell. Take care of yourself. I will send you a gift from the markets of Chu. He cracked the whip. The black horse lunged forward. The chariot sped off deeper into the north. The dust cloud swallowed the road behind it. The friend stood there for a long time watching the cloud fade into nothing. He bent down to pick up his scattered vegetables. That man never reached Chu. He probably died an old man still driving north, wondering why the weather never got warmer. But this story is not really about a stubborn traveler. It is about something we all do sometimes. We believe that working harder will fix a wrong direction. We think that having more time or more energy will magically change where we end up. We push the pedal down on a path that leads nowhere near our dreams. I saw a news report once about a woman in China. She was an older woman. She wanted to walk home to her family in the south. But she got confused at the crossroads. She started walking north by mistake. She was not lazy. She was one of the toughest people you could imagine. She walked for 2 whole months. She covered over 500 kilometers. Her shoes were worn through to her socks. Her skin was tanned by the sun and wind. She was strong and she was determined. But she was in a completely different province. She was farther from home than when she started. When the police found her and showed her a map, she just stared at it. She could not believe that walking so far had taken her away from everything she loved. She had the same problem as the man in the chariot. Great effort does not mean great results if the map is upside down. So here is the English expression for you today. Going south by driving the chariot north. We can also just say he is trying to go south by driving north. This idiom fits perfectly when someone is doing the opposite of what they should. Maybe your friend wants to lose weight. He says it every single day. But at night he orders a huge pizza with extra cheese. He eats it right before bed. That is going south by driving north. Maybe you want to save money for a vacation. You have a jar on your desk. But you click buy now on every little gadget that pops up on your phone screen. That is going south by driving north. Maybe you want to learn English. You want to speak fluently and watch movies without subtitles. But you never actually listen or speak. You only study grammar rules in a dusty old book. You spend hours memorizing rules you will never use in a real chat. That is the biggest going south by driving north of all. Because language is a living thing. It is not a math problem. You have to point your chariot toward the sound of the people, not away from it. Life is too short to spend it walking in the wrong direction. Sometimes the bravest thing is not stepping on the gas. It is pulling over and turning around. The man in this story did not want to lose face. He did not want to admit that his fast horse and heavy coins were useless. He did not want to look foolish in front of his friend. So he just kept driving into the empty horizon. We can be smarter than that. We can check our map. We can ask for directions. We can admit that we might be on the wrong track. And then we can turn the chariot around. Or put down the pizza. Or close the shopping app. Or start speaking out loud even if we sound funny. Remember that the road matters just as much as the speed. A slow walk in the right direction will always beat a fast sprint in the wrong one. Thanks for listening, everyone. I will see you in the next story.
下集请移步主页观看。